Alrighty, y'all, welcome back. So, day number 18 is yesterday. Kinda interesting day. So, woke up, weighed in 215.5, lowest I've been so far. Feeling pretty good about that. And had a pretty good training session yesterday. Hitting legs. Hate leg day, but I tell you what, my quads, hams, glutes, abductors, all pretty sore today. Went and hit the stair stepper this morning. Normally I do this talk on the stair stepper. That's what I've been trying to do, but there was just a lot of people around on the stair steppers today, and people get real weird, like when you start recording and you're talking to your phone and they're on the machine next to you or the machine over from you. And it feels awkward. So I kind of avoided that today, but went ahead, got our 33 minutes in, and today was hard doing those 3 11-minute stints. Especially the first like 1.5. The legs were so tight and so tender feeling from doing legs yesterday and then getting on the stair stepper today. Whew. That took some discipline. I was not feeling going and doing it at all. Like, not motivated, nothing. Kind of a little down on energy today. And that's because last night, instead of staying to my meal plan, I ordered some Zaxby's. I kind of broke on that one. And ate extremely dirty. Like, huge amount of food. Didn't have just like a small, like I could have just a meal and it would have fallen within my calories for the rest of the day, because it would have just taken up my last 2 meals plus my like allotted snack. But I had that plus then another like 10 boneless chicken nugget things, plus then some bacon chicken ranch fries. Which instead of the ranch, I get their spicy Zax sauce, but that shit's just as unhealthy. It doesn't matter. But, so this morning, woke up 4.5 pounds heavier. Kind of expected, right? Bunch of fries, cheese, breading. Like, the breading is what makes me feel terrible. But, 220 even this morning, 4.5 pounds up. Now, is most of that going to go away today? Yeah, I'll probably drop 3 pounds of that today alone, just from re-depleting some carbs, excess water weight, and just the pure amount of like inflammation in my joints. Like, all of my joints are a little sore and tender. But, so with that, I also kind of want to talk about the supplements I take that kind of help alleviate that stuff, right? So get me back balanced. So in the morning time, like I'm going to break it down how I take everything as well. So in the morning, when I go and do that stair stepper, I have these little Nuun electrolyte tabs. I like this pink lemonade flavor. They kind of make your water a little carbonated. I throw one of these into my water bottle when I go and do the stair stepper. Been doing that for the last week. And it has actually made the hydration portion of everything feel quite better. Like, I'm drinking more water, but I don't feel like I am constantly dehydrated. Like, I'm not craving that like dryness in my mouth needs to be quenched type of thing. So then morning, lunch, and dinner. So the first time I'll take these is about 20 minutes before I head to the gym to do the stair stepper. Got my L-citrulline, Nutricost brand. Cheap, don't have to buy nothing expensive. That's a precursor for nitrogen production. It's going to break down and become arginine and then become nitric oxide, which is going to help increase your pumps, overall blood flow, and help, in a way, your heart and blood pressure health type of thing. Like your cardiovascular flow is going to increase because you're just able to move more blood. Along with that, I also just take arginine itself, also NutriCost. So that way it has one less step. Even though a straight arginine is not as effective at creating nitric oxide, I just stack them together and it seems to work very well for me. So those two go, as well as beta-alanine, also NutriCost. So the beta-alanine is very good as a daily supplement for cardiovascular health, blood flow, things like that. But it shines most in the slowing of production of lactic acid, as well as the extraction and waste process of getting rid of the lactic acid that builds up in the muscle. That's what gives you that burning sensation in the muscle. So it helps with that like discomfort when you have a big pump of not really getting that burning feeling, but you have the big crazy pump and like muscle stretch feeling going on. As well as for me, I notice when I'm taking it as a daily supplement that I end up in the like case of not being so sore the next day. And I'm going to assume that's from the lactic acid being extracted from the muscle tissue and not being able to sit there as long. So I take 1 citrulline, 1 arginine, and 2 beta-alanine 3 times daily. That's the way I break it up. Then, as per like joint health, a little extra hydration, nutrients transfer to the muscle tissue because you are more hydrated, all of that. Creatine. So right now I've got Momentous creatine. So anything that says Creapure on it, that has this little symbol here, you're basically going to be pretty well off. Creapure is the finest, most refined, highest quality version of creatine monohydrate you can find. So it mixes a lot better. It's not all super like grainy and just sinks to the bottom of your water and all of that. So that's going to help with getting nutrients and hydration into the muscle because it's going to help hydrate and keep the muscle fuller. It's going to help reduce the amount of like cramps and stuff that you may get along with the electrolyte tabs. Then also, along with that, you know, it's going to help keep everything hydrated. Your cartilage, your joints, your tendons, your ligaments, all that stuff. Because when you're dehydrated, that's when you're more likely to have an injury. Because you start losing that like elasticity in the tissues. So think about like a nice fresh rubber band, right? Like they're kind of soft, almost like oily feeling, and you can stretch them really far before they break. Now, if you leave that thing outside and you let it dry out for a few weeks, right, to get rid of that moisture within the rubber band, and then you pull on that thing, one, it doesn't stretch anywhere near as far, and you could just kind of feel it like cracking and breaking as you're pulling on it. So that same thing is happening inside your muscle tissues, your ligaments, your tendons, your cartilage, when you're not hydrated. So it's just one of those things that you kind of want to keep in mind. Then along with that joint health and like lubrication and elasticity, collagen. So I take Iron Feathers collagen. It's got all 5 sources in it. From day 0 of not taking it to day 8 was noticeably different in the way my elbows and my knees feel. I do deal with some like tendonitis issues inside of my right elbow, along with my right patella. They both get kind of angry from time to time, and I've noticed since taking this, the amount it takes for them to become irritated is a lot more. So can abuse them a little further before it starts becoming like a hindrance. As bad as that is, but I try to work up just before that point, and then eventually they, over a few months, like all that irritation and inflammation starts to go away. So that's the way we kind of deal with that. Then, pre-workouts. Kind of depends upon training. So, if I'm in more of a bulk and I'm lifting just extremely heavy, going 3 reps, 1 reps, things like that, I really enjoy Mark Lobenlinger's company, MTS Nutrition, also the owner of Tiger Fitness, but Clash. This stuff, awesome for moving heavy ass weights in the lower rep ranges. Then, next set of pre's, all 3 of these are from Axe and Sledge, which is Seth Ferosi's company. Both of the guys, very cool dudes, very honest guys, very straightforward meatheads, but very based in fitness and very much on not fucking people over type of company and outlooks. So I like their products. Everything I've tried from both companies is always amazing. So since I am currently in a hypertrophy phase and a cut, caffeinated from Axe and Sledge 212 Thermo, I sweat like fucking crazy when I take this shit. So what I actually end up doing is they have a really good pre-workout that's a non-stem. So the reason for non-stem stuff is your pumps are a lot better. So it's a vasodilator, which means everything, all your vessels and veins, arteries all get to open up and flow more and push more blood easier. Caffeine, which is in your stimulated pre-workouts, is a vasorestrictor, which means it's going to naturally close up all that stuff and kind of increases blood pressure and so on. But, so what I do, since I do like a little bit of caffeine, not super high, this is pretty low, I also have their intake, which 1 scoop, caffeine-wise, is the same as the 212 Thermo, but a little more pump-based than the 212 Thermo in my opinion. But what I do is I actually have is hydraulic. If you're looking for a fucking pump, this stuff is going to give it to you. Now, I take their 2 scoop dosage of hydraulic, and then I'll either add 1 scoop of their intake, or I add 1 scoop of the 212 Thermo. So, probably not the best recommended thing, but this is what I'm taking. So, with that, the heavier 2 days I have in my week, I'll do the half a scoop or the 1 scoop out of the 2 scoop serving of intake, and then the 2 scoops of hydraulic. The 5 other days that are lighter, a lot more volume, a lot more reps, longer workout, 1 scoop of the 212 Thermal with the 2 scoops of the hydraulic, and you're locked in. You're dialed. You're going to bang that workout out. So that is what I currently take per supplements. Then I drink, I don't know, probably about 1.25 gallons of water in a day. So I'm doing 32 ounces on the stair stepper. Then right after I finish the stair stepper, I sit in the sauna. I drink about another 16 ounces there. Then I come home. I have my creatine and my collagen when I go to eat my first meal. And that's another 24 ounces there. Then when I go back to the gym, it's 16 ounces with my pre, then another 16 ounces of just water being refilled in my bottle, Then I have another 16 ounces in the sauna after that workout. So that's another freaking 48 ounces. Then inside the time I'm at home, I drink another 2, sometimes 3 24-ounce cups of water and tea. I make my own tea. It has nothing sweetened or anything in it. So it's just natural tea leaves. And so that's going to be another 48 to 64 ounces there. So we're drinking water. It is going down all day long. So that is what I'm doing to support my health on the supplement side. Most of this stuff, not very, like, some of it's a little expensive, don't get me wrong, but like the citrulline, the arginine, and the beta alanine, those are all like $18 a piece, and that's 2 to 3 months per bottle. So that's dirt cheap. Creatine, $30 for a month. The pre is where I spend quite a bit of money. That's probably about $100 a month. And then the collagen is another $40 a month. So in reality, 140, 170. So we can call it right about $180 or so in supplements per month is what I'm taking. Oh, we'll call it 200 because the I spend $20 and get a whole box of these little tubes, and that's just over a month's worth. So call it $200. It does definitely add up, but extremely noticeable. One in like blood pressure levels and pump and energy and all that stuff. So, but with that, guys, that's what I'm currently taking and how I'm taking it. So with that, make sure you're working towards your goals, getting your stuff done, and most of all, just don't be a lazy fuck.